But yeah, this will be good, right? Hello and welcome to the Enlightened Society channel. Today on Enlightened Conversations, our guest is Charles. And
Hello,
Charles,
how you
thank
doing?
you so much for joining with us today.
Glad to be here.
Thank you, sir. We're actually out here right by the Lawrenceville Bridge, Lawrenceville Avenue. And Charles is a resident at Tent City, which is where they stay under the bridge. Currently, he's homeless. And I'm coming to talk to Charles today about how it is living under the bridge, because I recently did an experiment and I tried to sleep. Oh, I didn't try, but I did sleep under a bridge for a day, just to see how it is to be in that predicament.
And see how you're being in our shoes.
Yes, sir.
You did try.
And it wasn't a pleasant experience. So I want to ask you, how is it that you're able? Well, first question: how did Tent City come about?
Tent City, it came about because we had a rap thing of homeless, Salvation Army been shut down, and everything else. So the city didn't have no place to put all those homeless people at.
Yes, sir.
So we was living on the street. We was in parking lots. We was in playgrounds and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
For me, I was in the dog park.
Yes,
Originally in the dog park. I was been there for a couple of years inside the dog park, about 2 years in the dog park.
Yes, sir.
And then when I came down to Lawrence Bridge, I was one of the original 7 pioneers did Lawrence Bridge before the outbreak of more homeless came out here. So my job was to make sure I take care of like tents, blankets, pillows, water, food, make sure they have shelters like tents and stuff like that. So people who've been out here in the weather don't have to be in the weather.
Yes, sir.
They have some place it's like a second home until they get until the CHA or whoever gives us housing.
So did you guys have to get cleared to sleep under those bridges and bring the tents under there?
Yes, we did.
You did have to get cleared.
Yes, we had protests a long time ago about they were talking about living us with blanket, with cardboard box in dead winter.
Yes, sir.
A couple years ago, one of my friends died because of that in the cold. We only had no tents, no blankets, no heaters, no nothing. So since then, the city is trying to be lenient to us, and we try to be lenient to the city. We try to do ourselves a 50-50 with the city.
Yes, sir.
But when it comes down with the city's prerogatives, they always battered us like we drink, smoke, and all that stuff on the bridge. No, we just try to live our own lives.
Yes, sir.
Until we get a place to go to.
Yes, sir. And I actually read on the blog that they had placed you in a residential house for, was it a permanent or was that temporary?
Temporary.
It was only temporary. How long was that?
That program started, it was this year or last year? Last year, for the housing project. But they said, this is their statement, they said supposed to be only 75 people supposed to be going into this program.
Yes, sir.
Out of 75 people, only 25 showed up. And they do not want to reopen the program. But we still have more people that's been here over 6 to 7 years.
Yes, sir.
More than I am.
Yes, sir.
And I said, well, let the people be here more longer, go ahead and go. Because right now we have a man he's standing right over there in that corner right now. He's 73 years old.
73 years old.
73 years old.
Yes, sir.
And he's living in a tent.
So I want to ask you, do you have a family?
Yes, I do. I have a wife. My stepdad is here. You can say part of my whole family is here.
So how was it that you became homeless?
Oh, how I became the mayor of Lawrence Bridge?
Or no, just how did you become homeless? And
how I became homeless?
Yes, sir.
Well, the company I used to work for as Landmarks Group Corporation.
Yes, sir.
Used to do security work for them. But when the company bellied up, they ain't had they tried to say out with the old, in with the new.
Yes, sir.
And I'm part of the old group, so they removed me out of the equation. They didn't care how long I worked there or anything else or how good my record.
Yes,
They
sir.
just removed me. And when they did that, I was late on my rent and everything else. Everything else fell backwards on me. Things started piling up. And from there. And that's how I got here.
And so it was a layoff. It was not necessarily drugs or alcohol that
No.
got you into this position.
No.
It was a layoff.
Yes.
And I'm sure there are others out there that are also have been laid off. So it's not because when people sometimes, the media will portray the homeless to just be a lot of drug addicts or
No,
alcohol
that's
abusers,
a lie.
when that's not the case.
Right.
So
So we got about 5 carpenters, 6 plumbers, and everything else will be going under this bridge and Wilson.
yes, sir.
We got qualified people, but nobody don't want to give us a chance. You know why? Because we are under the bridge. Because they say we don't have a permanent address and income and stuff like that.
Right. So it's hard for you guys to get a job.
Right. Period.
So how is it that you guys because when I did my experiment in sleeping under the bridge, to be honest, I was paranoid as far as any rodents or any snakes coming to bite me, any
Right.
people coming to bother me.
Right.
How do you guys get over that fear of I'm just going to sleep here and not be worried about if anything comes, or are you worried about something coming and snakes coming or anything like that, rodents?
We
coming?
worry about that every single day, but as long as we have a community, is a tight community and everything else, like I did with this bridge,
Yes,
and all
sir.
the rest of the bridge is doing the same thing
Yes, sir.
because they're copying us now. So Wilson is doing it, Foster is doing it,
Yes, sir.
Montrose is doing it,
Yes, sir.
all the way down to Navy Pier.
Yes, sir.
They're doing it. And also we got a couple of tents right there in front of Lincoln Park Zoo on the expressway.
Wow.
If you ever look at the big giant powder who go across Lincoln Park Zoo,
No, sir. I
from the
haven't.
beach to the zoo to the beach,
I'm not too familiar with
there's
that
the
area.
bridge.
Yes, sir.
Look
You
at it.
guys
There's
are-
5 tents sitting right there.
And my thing is, it's just so amazing that you guys have an actual community, because there are some homeless people out there that they're alone,
Right.
and they're in isolation,
Right.
which isn't too good, especially if you're homeless.
Right.
How do you feel like that the community here has helped you
Right.
to be in a sane mindset and not go crazy
Right. The only way we take it day by day.
day by day?
That's the only thing we can do. By the grace of God and everything else, we take everything day by stride.
Yeah.
We have people who come down here, like you just saw on Sundays. They come down here and they feed us.
Yes, sir.
They give us clothes,
Yes, sir.
everything we need. Because tomorrow, that's what he's talking about. He'll be here tomorrow. He's gonna
Right.
bring some tents and some everything else. What us really need.
Yes, sir.
And then if we have abundance of it,
Mhm.
then anybody else who ever homeless, I always told them, like I said in the media and I said it on the paper, come on down.
Right.
Come in and get your some food, some clothes.
Yes, sir.
If you want a temporary tent, if we have it, we'll give it to you. So I know how it feels to be out here with nothing.
With nothing.
And you start from the bottom, then you work your way up to the top. The only way you can do that is to put your feet to the front door and start walking.
Every day.
Yep.
And so you pretty much how did you keep together your family?
It wasn't easy. But like I said, I worked hard to make sure the family stayed together.
Yes, sir.
There's no dividing in the family. And I get support from, I go to church.
Yes, sir.
So I just, like I said, I take it in stride every single day.
And do you feel like the community here is a family?
All our community, Lawrence Bridge is a big giant family to me, and I'm
Yes,
a big
sir.
giant family to them. So, like I told the people under here, we are one big giant happy family. We all watch out for each other. That
Yes,
means
sir.
somebody had to go to work. Somebody watch out for your tent
Yes, sir.
until you come back. You don't have to worry about your stuff being stolen. Remember,
Right.
because you saw when people go to work, all the stuff we left behind
there, right.
is still there when it comes back.
And that's good that you guys have that community. I was also gonna ask, with the fundraisers, do you see a lot of people coming to help you all? Because I know that there are some people that may not help, but what about the people that have helped you? Have you seen a lot of help come from people?
Yes, a lot of help is coming from people like you and
Yes,
people
sir.
from the regular cars.
Yes, sir.
Also, we do have donations from the churches, like you just saw.
Yes, sir.
We do have a couple of churches do come down here and help us out when we need help, or we call them. Like for wintertime, if we need propane
Yes, sir.
and heaters, we'll talk to the main boss, this man right here. He will contact the people and see if we can bring some heater, some kind of warmth. Because sitting inside of a tent and freezing half to death of winter. We're trying to bring something
Yes, sir.
so they can stay nice and warm.
And I do want to commend you on just being a leader out here when you're down bad, you're struggling, but you persevered and you persisted through that. And I just want to commend you on that.
Thank you.
I also wanted to ask, if you had 3 wishes, what would those 3 wishes be?
Number one, get the homeless off the street. Main thing. There's over 75,000 of us now out here since last year. That's number one wish.
Number 1 wish.
Number 2 wish. I want to just make sure. Let's see. Yeah, this is very weird. Everybody asked me that.
You said 75? It's up to 85,000.
85.
Now it's 85,000 now.
In the city of Chicago alone.
Wow.
We keep up with the numbers.
And that's good.
Like I said, 1's for housing.
Yes,
2 was prosperity.
Yes, sir.
Everybody keep their right mind, the right spirit, and everything else.
Yes, sir.
And number 3, bless anybody come down here to help us out. Because
Yes,
the more help we get, the more you see less person get off the street.
Yes,
or
sir.
we can put somebody in Salvation Army. I'll just take back my 3rd wish. I want the 3rd wish to make sure the Salvation Army, the shelter, the
Yes,
soup
sir.
kitchen, everything who help the homeless stay open.
And that's good. And people always wonder, well, why don't the homeless just go to the shelters? But they don't know that the shelters cannot keep you there permanently.
No, they can't. It's
And
only temporary.
It's only temporary. And what is the reason behind that?
Because when last meeting we went to, they said lack of city funds.
Lack of city funds.
They shut down about 7 Salvation Army in Chicago already.
7 just this year alone?
Yes.
Wow.
7 just went out to the chopping block. What was that? About 6 schools went on chopping block. 6 public schools went on chopping block, and everything else is going on chopping block.
Institutions, everything.
Wow. And we're only in May, so we may see more.
Right.
Wow.
Cause right now we got what's that? Salvation Army right here down Sheridan Road.
Yes,
the
sir.
Marine Drive. That's getting ready to get shut down this year, and that's housing men, women, and child.
Right.
And they go. That place go, and then they talking about they're going to knock down this bridge in the middle of summer.
Right, and I read about that. So I read that they're going to be reconstructing this bridge. So what's the deal on that, and how long is that going to take? And what are you guys going to do while they're reconstructing the bridges?
That's what me and the Homeless Coalition and everything else we're trying to do with the churches to see if they can put us up temporarily until they, maintain and fix these bridges.
Okay.
Until then, we have to sit out here in wide open spaces.
Yes, sir.
Thank God we still have tents and stuff. So,
Right.
but we have to obey what the park district got to tell us, and the police got to tell us. Well,
Yes, sir.
originally the police is not bothering us, as long as we don't create a mess or make a noise and stuff like that. We already had to deal with the police,
Yes,
but
sir.
it's the park district is different from the police.
Yes, sir.
They saying they don't want to walk on these trucks jurisdiction.
So how long is that reconstruction supposed to take? Is it supposed to take maybe 3 months
They
or
said 6 to 8 to a year.
six to 8 months?
8 to a year.
6 to 8 months to
To
a
2
year.
year.
Yeah.
Wow. And I also read on the blog that when you guys are sleeping at night, people may come by while they're driving and honk on the horn and
Yeah, they do
harass
that.
you.
They honk on the horn. They be yelling, screaming, throwing bottles out the window. What was that? A couple of days ago, somebody came through here with a paintball gun
Really?
and shot all the tents on the left and shot all the tents on the right with a paintball gun.
And I mean, it seems
They're just
like
downright rude because we ain't do nothing to nobody.
Right. You
We
guys
ain't
are just
stopping
out here just trying to survive.
Right. And then next thing you know, they telling us to go home, go get a job. Oh yeah, I wish we can go home
Right.
and get a job. But how we gonna get a job? We under the bridge.
Yes, sir.
There ain't no job gonna say, okay, what's your address? We
Right.
can't get an address to a bridge.
But I feel like when people hear your story and when they hear about what the homeless has to go through, I feel like they will understand a little bit more because I feel like the only reason that they do that is because they don't know you. They don't know your story.
Right.
And they don't know the struggles that you face. But
Right.
you have been strong up to this point.
Yes.
And I feel like if you keep that mindset, then you will be all right.
Right.
And I believe our cameraman had a question. What was your question that you had wanted to ask?
So I would ask if there is any regrets that you have in your life. What regrets would those be?
And his question is, if there were any regrets in your life, what would those regrets be?
My regret is way back then and now. If I know now, I should know back then.
Yes, sir.
I would have a whole different point of view on this. But since it's been unfolding like this,
Yes, sir.
my regrets is, let's see, my regret. Only thing my regret is the people just treat us equally.
Yeah, you just want people to treat you equally.
That's it.
Wow. Well, Charles, is there anything else you want to say?
I don't know.
No? Well, Charles, thank you so much. I actually want to give you a hug, sir. Thank you so much for doing this and
No
taking
problem.
the time out to be here with
You can come down here anytime you want.
Oh, yes, sir.
We be here Monday to Friday. like we ain't gonna hide from nobody.
Yes, sir.
So you can come on down and see us. If you want to spend the night down here again, just let us know. We swap you.
Yes,
you and
sir.
your cameraman a tent,
I'm-
and then you can sit down here, eat our kind of food, and you know how we be functioning like we did last time with
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, come on
And
down.
it was good people. And can you give the people the address here to if they want to come down and help? It's 1200 West Lawrenceville Avenue, right?
Right.
Chicago, Illinois.
Right.
Once again, that's 1200 West Lawrenceville Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. Thank you all for watching.